There was a brief craze for 3D movies in the early 1980s when I was about 12 or 13. I can remember seeing Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone in the movies, and it was pretty naff, to be honest. It was a repeat of a similar short-lived craze in the mid-1950s and using the same anaglyphic two-colour filtered glasses I'm wearing now. And then, about 10 years ago, a new 3D movie technology arrived and is now pretty much on its last legs. And 3 or 4 years ago, domestic virtual reality systems have arrived, but sales have been disappointing. Why does 3D keep coming back and dying again and coming back and dying again? Is it just because of technological barriers to acceptance, or perhaps also a question of 3D entertainment as an art form and storytelling medium? Let's have a closer look. It's always seemed like the future of entertainment will be 3D. Instead of seeing a window into another dimension where stories take place, we will be in the dimension of the narrative. Perhaps we might physically enter some kind of projected 3D environment, like the holodeck on the Galaxy-class Starship Enterprise in Star Trek The Next Generation. Or the 3D environment might be simulated in our brains, like in the 1995 film Strange Days. And while some kind of holographic projection system may not be that far away, hooking our nervous systems directly into virtual worlds may never be possible, given the complexities of producing a consistent simulation of a reality within individual brains and minds. Modern movie 3D technology arrived with Avatar 3D in 2009, and entered homes with 3D capable televisions the following year. The two major home virtual reality systems, Oculus Rift and HTC Vive, went on sale in 2016, which was also the year by which most television manufacturers had ceased production of 3D capable televisions. The technology was introduced at a time when many had only just recently upgraded to high-definition televisions. 3D movies required not only the purchase of 3D capable televisions, but also an expensive Blu-ray player. The discs were very expensive and often lacked extended features found in many 2D releases, and only a few hundred movies were ever released for the format. Bringing VR into the home is also expensive, requiring a mid to high range gaming PC and the additional purchase of a system of headsets, sensors and controllers, costing nearly as much as the PC itself. Although the introduction of a cheap VR system on the popular PlayStation 4 platform has made VR much more affordable and theoretically accessible to tens of millions of households who already have the console. But price was not the only barrier to acceptance of these technologies. VR is primarily limited to PC gaming, which may not be enjoyed by older generations, and not everyone has the space in their homes to set up the full interactive spatial VR experience. Entertainment is often enjoyed in company, and both technologies place limitations on how many can enjoy the experience at once. 3D requires everyone watching to have specialised glasses, bad luck if someone drops around unexpectedly during a movie light, and there are no glasses available. VR is at present also an individual experience, and both technologies also have unresolved ergonomic issues. Wearing 3D glasses was uncomfortable and cumbersome if you wore glasses for eyesight. Some experience headaches or other discomfort as well. Virtual reality headsets can get sweaty, and the VR experience may cause a form of motion sickness and disorientation and even anxiety. But there's another issue, or rather a question that's still yet to be adequately answered, and is perhaps central to the wider acceptance of these technologies. What does 3D really add to the entertainment experience, beyond perhaps an initial thrill? The big problem was that most 3D movies were not filmed in 3D, but were conversions simulating 3D in live action sequences using post-processing of 2D footage, and including some effects or computer-generated sequences rendered in true 3D. The result was often lackluster, and sometimes had a fuzzy, almost cartoonish appearance. The fact that 3D was not part of the original vision and storytelling of most 3D movies was perhaps their most fundamental weakness. If 3D often seemed a gimmick addition to capitalise on higher movie tickets and disc price points, was it ever really going to have a lasting hold on viewers? Only a small handful of movies were originally conceived as 3D experiences, shot with genuine 3D cameras, and the use of 3D was an integral part of the director's vision for the movie and used to enhance the storytelling, and some were very effective. Audiences had mixed reactions to Ridley Scott's Prometheus, but many would agree the film looked spectacular, and 3D, often employed quite subtly in the movie, helped to create a sense of immersion into an alien environment, and enhanced the vivid atmosphere of the strange and disturbing things the characters encountered. In the case of Pixar and other 3D animated films, I think they work well in 3D because the dimensionality of the 3D imaginary world and the unique ways the camera could move through space with computer animation was always an integral part of the experience and how the story was told. And storytelling in a three-dimensional space will likely remain a significant issue if and when we finally get full immersive 3D movies. A major part of how a film tells a story is how the camera moves through space and what it focuses on. How will this be tackled in an immersive 3D environment when the audience could be attracted to something not immediately relevant to the story, just happen to be looking in the wrong direction or simply confused? Computer games, after all, primarily tackle the problem of narrative in a 3D space by suspending player control and presenting pre-rendered cut scenes. Despite dying many deaths, I think 3D entertainment keeps returning because we want it to. We experience the world in 3D, and we want more vivid and engaging presentations of stories about that world, and the worlds we can imagine. It's also a powerful part of the mythology of our culture's vision of what its future should be like. So 3D movies will no doubt return again. Probably using technology that does not require 3D glasses, and that will definitely be an improvement, and VR may still persist in its current form. But to have real staying power, 3D entertainment can't be confined to pricey optional technological platforms, rather than an affordable standard option in normal entertainment systems. And it can't depend on the wow factor of being 3D to attract our interest. It needs to integrate the 3D experience into how entertainment is produced, its artistic qualities, and how it tells stories.